It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Your eyes up in the morning, beneath the stars so bright. Pull your hat down, make sure your cinch is tight. Horse is kinda snuffy, cold chill up your spine. You'll get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight.
Howdy there, I'm Matt McKinley and we're burning daylight.
In the saddle till the job's done right.
Welcome to Burning Daylight, the only podcast for the working cowboy. Well, howdy there, daylight burners. Happy Thursday. Hope your day's treating you all right. This is the Friggin Farm Ranch Report for Thursday, April 9th, 2026. The dashboard's all lit up, but there's nothing really on fire just yet, hopefully. April live cattle closed at 247.53. Feeders at 370.78. May corn 444.5. But diesel is still way on up. Cattle on feed at 11.85. Excuse me, 11.85 million head. And Plains drought numbers are sitting at 68% in D2 or worse. So the grass picture is still pretty ugly, but numbers are fresh. Board's pretty jumpy, and I got some horse news for you, and not in the typical gay, horse people are protesting type of way. No, I got some actual numbers for you, and I've got a tool coming that I think is going to be really, really neat. If you are a horse guy looking to get either buy or sell a horse and get a good idea what the price is, hit me up and I might let you in on something a little early. Let you test some stuff out for me. Anyhow, this show today is brought to you by Lone Star Stockyards. Again, as always, last couple of shows, Lone Star Stockyards out of Wildorado, Texas. Cattle sale every Tuesday, and a pretty damn solid horse program to boot. This Saturday, April 11th, 11 a.m. This Saturday, 11 a.m. Central, they're throwing their spring catalog horse sale. Ranch horses, rope horses, using type geldings with saddle marks and a work ethic are going to be featured, not just the ones with fancy papered, just like the real high dollar pasture ornaments. Now, these are good using ranch and rope horses. You can sit in the seats or you can stay home and watch on cci.live, and you can call or text your bids in and get those good ones bought from the comfort of your own home. But I'd recommend you go check it out. All the catalog info, the videos, and sale details are at LoneStarStockyards.com. So if you've been shopping for a horse that you can step on Monday morning, go drag calves, sort pairs, or haul to a jackpot and then throw your kid up there after you're all done, here's your shot to find one. So go check it out. Give Lone Star a look and tell them you heard about the horse sale on the Friggin Farm Ranch Report or on Burning Daylight. However you phrase it, just let them know you heard about it here. Okay. Let's go into the livestock side. The supply is still tight as a drum, and the board knows it. April live cattle finished at 247.53. That's down 50 cents on the day. but still living up in the high 240s, which not exactly bear country. May feeders finished today at 370.78 off 125. A little give back with the softer corn, but nothing that really signals a big break in the market. The National Beef Wire real-time index came in at 198.50, up a buck and a quarter. So the cash calf is still reminding everybody that this cow herd is small. The cattle on feed report for March came in at 11.84 million head on feed, right at the same amount of last year, 100% of last year's placements in at 1.847 million. Marketing's at 1.823 million. So it's enough cattle to keep the chain moving, but not enough to hand the packer the whip to get them moving faster. So watch the bid board to cash over the next couple of weeks. On the grain side, May corn, it was 444.5, down 9.5. Beans were 1164.25, down 2.5. Hard red wheat 590 was 590 even, is down 18.25, and meal hanging around at 317.40, up 80 cents. Traders are still bleeding off the war and the weather premiums. So the board's pretty heavy, but for the cattle people, cheaper feed is still kind of a quiet little tailwind on your margin. Let's see. All right, on the sale barn side, last week's run, the second through the eighth across the barns that I've been watching on my dashboard, tallied 8,452 head, averaged about 221.64 100, so pretty decent volume, not a flood of cattle, and the good cattle are still bringing, especially the lightweight feeders are bringing a real pretty penny. Couple of yards that we're looking at, OKC West, April 7th, moved 3,809 head with average weights about 675, bringing about 238.72 100. Quality still sells, definitely sells, whether it's Southern Plains or not. Clovis, New Mexico, April 8th, 1203, 612-pound average at 250.85. New Mexico pays up for the right kind of cattle. Billings on April 2nd. I didn't get a chance to see what they came out with today, but last week was 1,936 head. Those big 821 pounders up around 295.35. So they're throwing some real big money at front end yearlings. And then, Lone Star Stockyards, of course, 1,200 head on Tuesday. They were up about 10 to 20 on the week. Really good demand, and particularly on the light end. They everywhere. Those lightweight calves are really selling strong. Let's see now. I guess on the cattle side, we mentioned that the JBS strike was over, and they went back to work on Monday. But I guess the labor negotiations on between JBS and the union were set to resume today. I've not heard any news out of that, so we'll see. I'm more just curious to see how that works out in the long run. If because right now it doesn't look like the union got shit. I don't think they got a damn thing. So I don't know. We'll see. And then so on my freedom framework, Trump's like farmer and rancher, task force or plan or rollout, whatever he is, it's got about 41 out of 100. So it's got some nice language and some defensive plays for producers, but there's nothing that just magically fixes packer concentration overnight or the labor mess. So that's why on my Freedom framework, it's pretty low right now. And feed cost is being probably the biggest driver of it. If I recall, it's like on my Freedom framework, and that's just basically tells you what kind of a market you have. So on this one, it's feed costs, beef supply, policy risk, demand, and weather and drought. So feed costs is at a 0, meaning that's completely defensive. Like they're through the roof. That's diesel. It's your corn. That's your soybean meal. All of it's up. Beef supply is at a 58, so it's a little bit on the plus side, but it's but we got a really tight cattle supply at the moment. Policy risks at a 48, so it's a heavily regulated environment, not very business friendly. Demand side though is very strong, so we got it's got 62 out of 100. And then drought's at a 50%, 49% overall. That can vary greatly depending on where you're at, obviously, because there's some real bad droughts out there. So anyway, that's how my Freedom framework works out. So we're at a 41 overall right now, and that's so pretty defensive. So you got to watch your stuff. All right, so this is the new segment on the horse market side. I've got on. So I'm developing this similar to what I built for what I call the Burning Daylight Report. But this one, I'm calling it a man about a horse. I gotta see a man about a horse. Well, I'm trying to make it the most comprehensive horse marketing app tool that you can find. So it's right now I've got a lot of stuff on AQHA and a little bit about some of the other breeds. I'm just going in order of popularity throughout the country, and then I've got sale barn data. That's what I'm looking at today. So this is from a Man About a Horse app that I've developed. That is patent pending, trademark pending, all that stuff. So trademark. A Man About a Horse TM. So it says the cull market's got some real starch in it. So my cull market index is on a 0 to 1 is at a 0.62, up from 0.58 last week, with the kill floor buyers pushing into the 48 cents to 58 cents a pound range for the first time since early 2025. So that means your thin, old, crippled stock has a little more floor under it. So if you have to haul them to town, if it's that time and you don't want to put them down yourself, just there's definitely a market for them. Because packer supply is tight, and these kill floor buyers are gonna have to reach a little bit. So, but the market signals by class based off the sale barn. This is mostly just loose horse sales through the sale barns. Looks like this off of that. The kill buyer floor was exactly that. 48 cents to 58 cents was the range. Average broke gildings were in the $1,200 to $2,800 range. Open grade mares were anywhere from $250 to $600. Unstarted yearlings were $150 to $5. Gentled BLM Mustangs, and so I say that because this is the ones that were freeze branded. So BLM Mustangs were $300 to $900 for the gentled ones, and then on the registered ranch broke quarter horse side, they went anywhere from 2,500 up into like 6,000-7,000 range. 6,000-7,000 range. You're welcome for all of that. Every one of you, you're welcome. So horses are worth some money. They're definitely worth some money, and the horse market is very segmented. So right now I'm focusing mostly on the Western horse market because that's what I know. So I'm trying to the way this app works is to try to make a lot more sense, make it a lot easier to figure out what the horse that you have is and what you're looking for and what the market for that type of horse is bringing at the moment. So some of the recent barns that we looked at, Fallon Livestock Exchange there in Fallon, Nevada on April 5th ran 34 head, averaged about $485 a head with a 52-cent kill floor, and the top private treaty was around $2,200. So desert sales where the broke ones sold and the thin ones still had a place to go. Shasta Livestock on April 4th moved 52 head. They averaged about $410 each. Kill floor at 48 cents a pound. The top private treaty brought about $3,500. It was a big mix of unregistered stock, some broke ranch horses drawn strong, and the yearlings stayed pretty soft. OKC West out in El Reno, April 3rd was the biggest run on the sheet at 128 head, averaged $520 a head with kill floor at 55 cents. And the top private treaty bringing almost 4,800. So your quarter horse prospects and your ranch broke stock were getting paid. Your grade mares were pretty much ignored. In Enumclaw, Washington, I'm not sure. I think that's how you say it. Enum Claw, Enumclaw, Washington on April 2nd. There was 41 head, the average 375. Oof. Kill floors at 45 cents. And the top private treaty brought about 1,800. The drafts and the draft crosses were moving, but the ponies and the minis were sitting, and the kill buyer was not having to pay up a whole lot, looked like. So bottom line is the cull floor is up. Broke ranch geldings and ranch broke quarter horses are still good as gold pretty much, and anything green, rank, or papered is kind of but useless is for riding is in the kill range. So yeah, if you got good broke ranch geldings and papered quarter horses that are broke, you're sitting on some pretty good money. Otherwise, it's kind of and then if you're looking for one that's real nice, a good using gelding that'll cross the water and it'll drag all the calves you want, go check out Lone Star Stockyards catalog sale this Saturday, 11 a.m. Central. It's exactly the type of place you'd find one you've been looking for. So let's move on to the energy and inputs. So EIA's April 6th print has the National On-Highway diesel at $5.64 a gallon. We covered that. That's up 24 cents on the week. West Texas Intermediate sitting around 98.40, so that's down $14 off the recent highs, but it's still looking to shoot up. I don't think it's really wanting to come down much, but but the crude looks a lot friendlier than the diesel pump does because the refinery lag is very real, and it always it always gets you on the way up. Fertilizer off the DTN retail tracker is DAP's at $6.82 a ton. Urea is $5.49. Potash $3.98. Prime rate $7.75, $8.25. So nothing new there. Drought monitors got the Southern Plains at 68% in D2 and worse, and the Southwest at 78%. So any talk of moisture is just more of just kind of a tease than any sort of real relief. So all of that tied together with your high fertilizer, your high diesel, and not a whole lot of rain, it's a little dicey on that end. All right, let's get into the war reel. Okay. So nothing's clean and nobody is winning cheap on this end. So Russia's still grinding away in Ukraine with inches of mud traded away for a handful of bodies each time. Maps don't move a whole lot, but the casualty count keeps climbing. And yeah, so as of yesterday, the maps show about the same line there. On the Middle Eastern side, Israel is still hitting at Hezbollah targets in Lebanon, and the Hormuz is not closed, but nobody's really going through. There was some miscommunicado about what part of the ceasefire was it, and so it's kind of like it's like U.S. and Iran are is like the parents of the driving the car. So it's like Trump and the Ayatollah are sitting in they're in a gay relationship in this picture, but like Trump would be driving the car and the Ayatollah's playing the mom character, and they're like, "Hey, you guys knock it off back there. Knock it the hell off." And so the kids are in the back, and you got Israel and Lebanon, Hezbollah. Is like the shitty little like middle brother or something, and then like Lebanon's like the sulking teenager older brother that doesn't do anything, and then you got Israel, which is another brother, and they're like fighting each other, and you're like, hey, timeout, ceasefire, and they all agree to it, but then they're Hezbollah and Israel are still like getting jabs in back and forth, and you're like, "Hey, knock the fuck off, all right?" And they're just not. So anyway, that's kind of what it's like there right now. But the tanker traffic's been stalled and restarted enough times this week that you almost need like a time lapse, because I wonder how many times the ships were like, stop. So I don't know. I don't know how that works. But the official line says ceasefire, but in reality, it's like, it's like the two siblings in the back seat. It's like jabbing each other while the parents aren't looking. Okay, on the the open source stuff, they're all claiming some kind of win. So I talked a little bit about that. Nothing really new on that, because it is kind of outside of the Israel-Lebanon thing, which apparently was not part of the ceasefire, even though Iran said it was kind of, but both our government said no and Israel said no. I don't know. I don't know who to believe on that either. All right, but anyways, the main tie on that is the Hormuz is a choke point that really does matter, and it carries around 20% of the global oil, plus a big chunk of the fertilizer. And I've said this like every day for 2 weeks now, but 3 weeks, whatever. It's been true every single time. So every time that strait looks like it's going to shut down or is shut down, you're looking at like another $10 to $20 ahead of diesel and feed risk on added to your cattle. So whether that hits you at the pump next week or next month or in the fertilizer bill down the road, who knows? But it will hit you eventually. And so let's hope the ceasefire deal holds and there can be an end to that whole nonsense. Okay, on the policy side of things, it's just kind of a death by a thousand cuts. There's nothing huge that's really sticking out that that's out of the ordinary that we don't already know about. But you got fuel and fertilizers squeezing small outfits hard enough that that people are backing off on expansion just to keep their banker at bay. Beef production for 2026 is charted to be at like 25, almost 26 billion pounds on the year. With slaughter is lagging on old expansions and a tight cow herd. Illinois is working on some mandates on B20. I'm not sure what that is, but and the Midwest overall is talking nitrogen cuts and safety nets. So that means more complexity for anybody that grows their own feed or sells to plants in that area. So our policy risk meter was sitting at 48 out of 100. It's enough to matter, and it's not enough to panic yet, but it's definitely something you got to watch pretty much all the time. And a lot of it has to do with a bunch of idiots who have no clue what it means to farm or ranch or raise anything agriculturally, writing all the rules that mandate how you're supposed to do all that. So yeah, that's how the policy meter on the Freedom Index is shaking out. 48 out of 100. The farm bill's still not going anywhere. We'll update you as that moves on. But if you would like to know more about this horse app that I'm building, please do send me a message, send me an email, or head over to burningdaylight.substack.com. Subscribe there and send me a message, or you can email me. That's matt@burning-daylight.com. Please go support the sponsors, Lone Star Stockyards. If you have a sale barn that you think would be a great fit with our show, please send them my way as well. I'm trying to focus on the cash market and feature as many sale barns as I can. So that's my plan going forward. All right. On this day in history, April 9th, 1865, Robert E. Lee finally threw in the towel at Appomattox Courthouse, and Ulysses S. Grant accepted his surrender, and then he told the boys they could keep their horses and mules so they had something to plow with when they got home. There was a whole lot of big speeches in that war, but that one line, keep your horses and go plow, is about the closest that any politician has ever came to understanding the average rancher, farmer, person involved in agriculture. That was probably the closest anyone throughout our short history of the United States ever came to understanding the average person, I think. At least on a presidential scale. All right, so quick recap before we head out. Live cattle came in at 247.53. Horses are drawing a lot stronger cull floors, and solid using horses are just gold at the sale barns right now. Lone Star's catalog sale on Saturday. Go check them out. Diesel still at $5.64 a gallon. Nationally, $6.22. Nevada statewide, it was $6.17 just down the road here yesterday. Drought is still hanging in on the southern half of the map. So that's all we got for today. But send in your questions, your rants, or any sort of that stuff over at Substack, burningdaylight.substack.com. And go find me on all the other stuff and move your ass. We're burning daylight.
Your eyes up in the morning beneath the stars so bright. Pull your hat down, make sure your cinch is tight. Horses kinda snuffy, cold chill up your spine. We'll get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight. Burning daylight. Burning daylight. sure you sit up tall. I can see the horizon, it's looking pretty bright. Well, get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight.